It's that time again to acknowledge the pile that sits next to the sink. Today we have 5 vessels that we are going to put to good use around the house. Number 1 is this vintage bottle of Dr. Pepper. I found this at a thrift store and have an idea, but the first step for any thrifted item is always a bath. Number 2 is this container from my favorite loose tea. It probably would have been better if I set aside the patience to soak this in hot water to loosen the glue, but maybe next time. I opted not to wash the lid because it's hollow and I didn't want it to fill with water. Number 3 is a perfect vessel for packing lunches. I know these labels well and I know they will come off without needing to soak first. Always satisfying. We've been reusing those little vitamin shot bottles for years to take lemon juice on the go, but today I'm making a salad dressing, so that will be perfect. Number 4 is this jar of jalapenos. This brand can usually be soaked in hot soapy water, but for some reason this day I decided to use Goo Gone. When using Goo Gone, I try to speed things up by removing a few corners of that top layer that usually contains a little plastic. The more paper you can reveal, the easier it is to saturate with the oil. Number 5 is this mason jar that was holding a toothbrush and toothpaste. I'm trying to peel this sticker letter back to see if it's leaving any glue behind, and it looks like I got lucky. We switched over to using Tostitos queso jars for toothbrushes, toothpastes, and tongue scrapers because the mouths of the jars are wider. Here are a few clips from a previous Pile by the Sink video where I showed that process. Everyone has their own jar, so no one's teeth cleaning supplies are touching. Okay, let's put these 5 vessels to good use. For the Dr. Pepper bottle, I gave it a good scrub. It needed to dry for quite a while since the opening is so small. Someone with a normal amount of patience would just let it dry overnight, but I had 3 videos to film this day, so I moved things along with a blow dryer and a funnel. I have a bunch of these little strands of bottle fairy lights. They always give off a nice vibe, so let's add them to the Dr. Pepper bottle to make a little nightlight. I know someone who loves Dr. Pepper, so this will be a gift. Here they are turned on, and I also took them in the bathroom for a minute since this is the only room without natural light. That way you can see the whole vibe. After the tea container sat in hot water for a few minutes, I thought I could get that glue off with my nail, but no such luck. The expiration date label came off like a dream. I waited until it was dry and used nail polish remover to get that extra glue off. I didn't bother rewashing it after this step since it won't be used for food. I have this baggie of 4-inch zip ties that will fit perfectly in here. I really like this tea, so I expect to continue to use these little tins to help me organize small items. I can use nail polish remover to take the marker off the tin if I move things around in the future. After washing that vitamin shot bottle and removing the expiration date with nail polish remover, I put together a salad dressing to pack in a lunch. This one is Greek yogurt, feta, seasonings, oil, and lemon juice. Then I added it to the little bottle. Sometimes these get thrown away and sometimes they make it back home to reuse again. The mason jar that was being used as a toothbrush holder is next. After a wash, I added it to my jar stash to be used in the future. The final vessel from the latest pile next to the sink was the jalapeno jar. I got out the trusty bottle of Goo Gone that has been around for years and saturated the paper label. I let it sit for a while I worked on filming other clips. After a few rounds of peeling and saturating the paper part of the label, it all eventually comes off. You may have noticed I don't have a lid for this one. The pickled jar lids retain their smell, and if I'm in the mood, I do a few tricks to get it out, but I often just throw them away so I can use these jars as vases. I cut some peonies from my backyard and borrowed a few flowers from the background to make a fresh arrangement. I added water to the jar, making sure all the stems were under the water, but no leaves. It looks beautiful. What a perfect use of a jalapeno jar. Come back next time to see what vessels we are reusing around the house.